Amy Glynn from Paste Magazine watched Marvel's The Defenders and had no idea what's going on, and when you find out why, you're gonna be like, oh my god, you're so ridiculous. If it's your first time here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that little notification bell right next to it so you can know every time we have a new video out. Now let's see what this critic had to say about The Defenders. Sometimes it is our job to render a critical opinion on something, and we are in the hashtag blessed position of knowing why we think something is awesome or why we think something is tragically non-awesome. Did you say sometimes it's your job to have a critical opinion? You're a movie critic. Always your job. That's why you got hired. That's what you do. It would really suck if my mechanic was like, sometimes I fix cars, but instead of fixing your shit, I'm gonna make you a chicken parmesan. Thanks, dick who's not doing his job. And sometimes Netflix hands us Marvel's The Defenders and things get freaking awkward because we have no clue what we think but have to act as though we do. You have no opinion about it? Cool, review done. That's a great start. I don't know what to think about this, but here's 500 words about it. I'm expecting writing that can only be likened to the Twilight series right now. Okay, I'm not gonna play games here. Screw learned opinions and proper use of the terms mise-en-scène and character-driven and but what are the stakes and stuff. Is Netflix's new addition to the eternally swelling pantheon of Stan Lee's super dudes good? Wait, screw learned opinions and all of the stuff that you would use to write a critique normally, but then you're just gonna go, is it good? But I have this weird feeling that you're not just gonna say if it's good, because no critic ever says it's good or it's bad. They say a whole bunch of bullshit that doesn't make any sense, or they try and find things in it that aren't even there. No clue. Seriously, I have no idea, and I have no idea why I have no idea. Man, this whole review so far is you not knowing what to say about the thing you're reviewing. That is not useful. You should work at a Genius bar. Those guys never know what the f they're talking about. Walk up to Geek Squad. Hey, can you help me with this? No. No clue. I have no idea. And I don't even know why I have no idea. And how did I get hired? Is it because I'm wearing glasses? It might be because I'm wearing glasses. Check out the sweet shirt they gave me. Thanks, Stu. With your greasy ponytail and your beard that you can't grow. I don't know why his name was Stu. Here's what I can tell you. There is this collection of characters who are sort of flawed and sort of heroic, who might or might not be part of an eternal lineage of mystical warriors, or might not have run afoul of an experiment, a chemical spill, or gamma radiation or something, who probably have a bunch of baggage, but have learned to clock bad guys over the head with it. Did you watch any of the stuff leading up to this? It sounds like you didn't watch anything leading up to this, because may or may not is not, for an entire paragraph like that, is not a good thing. If you don't know whether or not certain characters are certain things, then you definitely didn't watch anything prior to this, you have no idea what the hell's going on, and I think we just figured out why you don't know what to think. There's a shadowy enemy threatening to destroy Gotham. New York. I meant New York. Man, it's gonna get really tedious having an entire review where you don't even know what you mean or what to say. Oh man. Who needs a drink? Also, again, they were in New York for all of the other stuff that happened before this, so figure it out. Now, these folks have previously televised origin stories, and maybe if you are a dedicated Jessica Jones watcher, you wouldn't be grappling with all the what's going on shit in The Defenders. Yeah, that's what I've been saying. Maybe watch the stuff that leads up to this. Clearly, it's a bunch of characters that have already been established. You don't go right to performing surgery, okay? Like, you have to do all the stuff beforehand so that you know what the f you're doing once you get to surgery time. That should be a show. Certainly not a kid's show, although it sounds like it. See, I wouldn't know because I haven't seen it. Oh my god. Why are you writing this? Why on earth did you put finger to keys? It makes absolutely no sense that you wrote this. Why? Now, I happen to believe I should not have to have seen some other show or indeed read any of these comics in order to have a clue what's going on. But you do. Not the comics, but the shows. The Defenders is only 8 episodes. They can't establish that many characters, their motivations, their origin stories, and everything that's going on in 8 episodes. That's why all of that other stuff was there for you. So I don't care if you believe it or not. It's the truth. You have to watch that stuff in order to understand what you're writing about professionally. And I have the distinct sense watching the first episodes that I am on the wrong side of a bunch of in-jokes. For you, this might not be a minus. For me, it is. This is just because you had to do this for work? Is that it? It's gotta be it. Because if I started watching something and had no idea what the f is going on, either I'm watching Lost or Fringe or something like that, or I go, huh, I wonder if I missed something before this, and I stop what I'm watching and I go, oh my god, you don't read the third Lord of the Rings book and then read The Hobbit and the rest of... Jessica Jones is a private investigator who's really strong, but her main superpower is metabolizing cheap booze. See, actually, she would appreciate that comment. So, I have nothing bad to say about that. That's literally how you could describe her, and she'd be like, yeah. Luke Cage is the hero of Harlem, and recently sprung from the stony lonesome for reasons. He is bulletproof, but not indictment-proof. He has a presumably well-earned stick up his ass about people with privilege, even though I'd say being super strong and bulletproof in Harlem qualifies as a f***ing privilege, but hey, it's Stan's world, not mine. You probably should have watched Luke Cage. Guy went through some crap. And he was in Jessica Jones, and he went through some crap in that, which you would know if you watched either of them. It's not so much that it's Stan's world and he can do whatever the hell he wants. He established characters that made sense. They have motivations, they have pasts, and if you don't learn any of them, yeah, you're walking in completely blind. Much like another character we're probably going to talk about soon. Danny Rand, oh shit, I thought it was gonna be Daredevil next. Danny Rand is a billionaire playboy who owns Wayne Enterprises. I mean Stark Enterprises. No, I mean the Rand Corporation. Oh, that one was right. He is the immortal Iron Fist. No, look, honestly, he is Solaris Tyrell without the lustrous curls and with a glowing chi bomb right uppercut instead of a sword. Like you can take the boy out of Westeros, etc., etc. So now your complete ignorance of any of these characters and the stories involved is just gonna make you do stupid analogies to other shows and stories. That's all that's gonna happen now? Great. Super excited. He even has this sidekick, Claire, who was totally just killed by Euron Greyjoy like 2 weeks ago on that other show. So now instead of reviewing the Defenders because you know nothing about it and not just making analogies, you're gonna spoil another show? Awesome. Wow, you are f***ing Captain Suck. Matt Murdock is a blind lawyer who has hung up his super suit and is hung up on a lost love named Elektra. For a blind guy, he can move really, really fast, and with such precision, I am assuming he has echolocation and several X-Man type meta powers. Mega meta mutant muddle, folks. You have to assume Daredevil's abilities. Man, you should not have watched this. Why are you allowed to review this? I don't understand. Thank God Sigourney Weaver and Scott Glenn are here. They're totally cogent. She's Ra's al Ghul, and he's that awesome astronaut from that one movie about those astronauts. More dumbass analogies. If you have nothing to write about this, then why are you writing? I don't understand how you have a job. You're that person that everybody works with where they're like, how are they still working here? They've been sent to HR like 50 times. They're not productive. They're literally doing crack on the job. And this is a daycare. Oh yeah, the Hand is the name of the League of Shadows, Spectre, Old Man Witherspoon in this one. The villainous group. You could say that about any villainous group. Or you could have just said the Foot Clan, because the Foot Clan was a parody of the Hand already. Someone already did your dumbass thing and they did it better. Like really better. Like a lot better. Like the opposite of non-awesome. So when Stick cuts one of his off, that's like a poetic device, I think. Probably. No. It's a testament to who he is as a character, which you would f***ing know if you watched any of the stuff before this. Oh my god. Wait, hang on. I'm getting ahead of myself. Trust me, you'd be doing it too. The Hand... You can't get ahead of yourself if you're so f***ing behind. That's not possible. They want to control the world. Iron Fist has a mystical mandate to stop them. Cage has a worldly mandate to stop them. And Jessica tries to walk away because she's a cynic and a loner. But she realizes the X-Men need her. I mean the Guardians. I mean the Avengers. I mean the Scooby Gang. I mean shit. I mean you don't like superhero teams. Or teams. You mentioned the Scooby Gang. You don't like teams. Groups of people coming together to do something. You don't like that, clearly, which is weird, because that's how lots of things are done. Probably why you're a movie critic and don't work with anyone. Just sit at home on your computer, because you worked so damn hard to get there. But anytime anything involves teamwork, you're like, no, I'm a loner. I'm not joining this Scooby Gang. Things just aren't very coherent. At least they weren't for me. Maybe if I'd read the comics or watched any of the things that came before it, or had any kind of semblance of knowledge about what I'm watching, or the origin stories behind it, or the how many fucking seasons? There were 5 seasons of shit that came before this. You don't need to know the comics. It's still on Netflix. Like, you don't even have to seek it out. You don't even have to illegally download it or try and find some old VHS tape that's like hidden behind someone's couch in an old haunted mansion or some shit. It's there. It's in the same spot that you watched this. But I should not have to read the comics. You don't. Is it possible these folks just aren't as charismatic and fun as Tony Stark and Bruce Banner? Is it me? Is it me? Am I the problem? I might be the problem. You are the problem. And the first step to recovery is admitting that you are the problem. Not that you have one, that you are. Everyone around you has a problem, and it's you. If you're looking around going, what the fuck is the problem? You're the problem. Especially because you can't tell the difference between the colorful funness of the Avengers and this. This is clearly darker. So obviously the charismatic fun thing that you're looking for isn't going to be here. It's just not. You know, Saving Private Ryan really didn't have the charismatic funness of the Santa Claus. So I guess I'd say if you're already a diehard fan of these characters, you will find things to love. There are plenty of cool moments. I just finally hit the I don't get what this is adding to anything wall here. I thought I was going to hit that somewhere around Ant-Man, but I totes didn't. And now you're lumping it into all of Marvel. Another great step by you. Way to not be able to take something for what it is. Awesome. Also, you don't have to be a diehard fan of these characters. You just have to have any knowledge about them, which is all so easily accessed. So incredibly easily accessed. It's crazy. It's like if someone wanted to make cupcakes and they have their phone, their tablet, their computer, and a fucking baker standing right in front of them, and they're like, I just don't know how to do this, and I'll never be able to. I mean, I am in with the Marvel thing. I am on board, but this time I was just bored. You clearly sound in on the Marvel thing. For sure. Considering you're not willing to watch the other stuff that comes before it so that you can understand what's going on, you're clearly into the Marvel thing. It's like saying, I'm really on board with the sushi thing. I really love sushi. But all you ever order is edamame. That's what that is. Edamame and a fucking water. Have fun with your soybeans. And if any of our viewers and subscribers out there want to tell Paste Magazine what they thought of this review, here's their Twitter. And if it's your first time here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the little notification bell right next to it so you can see another video from us every time we have one out. Also, if you want to see one right now, click one of the ones on the screen, and until we see you next time, geek out and game on.